it's Jill Gillespie again here, and today's video is kind of an energizing all standing class. And so if you've been avoiding doing yoga classes because you don't want to get up and down off the floor, or your wrists are tired, or your knees are hurting, this could be a fun option for you. The only prop I'll be working with in this particular class is a strap. And so if you don't have a strap, you can use a scarf or a belt or a tie, just anything that you can hold into your grip that's not going to break under you, all right? And then because this is all standing, it could be a possibility that you'll want to rest or have something to rest on during class. And so you can have a chair nearby, and I'll tell you as we go the places where you might enlist the help of the chair if you need it. But otherwise, we'll just be planning to be standing unsupported the whole time. So something about the leg movements I want to tell you before we start too. So because of the nature of us just always standing, a lot of the postures will mean that we'll be bending our knees a lot. And so if you are somebody where bending knees is something that can be painful for you, just make sure you're using good form and really drawing in your core and squeezing your glutes and everything, so you're not putting unnecessary pressure on your knees as you move through these postures. And then also know that you don't have to do the postures as deeply as I am. And so when we offer, say, chair pose along the way, you don't have to sit all the way deep into it. You might just sit your hips back a little bit here. Or like if we're in a lunge, you don't have to be in the biggest, deepest lunge you've ever been in. You can always just step your foot back in and just work on keeping your hips even and your front knee just a little bent, okay? So just to know that you have options to make the poses deeper or milder, depending on what your body needs today, okay? So let's go ahead and start standing in the center of our mat, facing the long edge of the mat. So we have room to come wide here. And we'll start in just some standing centering here. And so you will find your foundation here, rooting all four corners of your foot, keeping your toes light and keeping your weight in the balls of your toes and in your heels. Maybe rocking back and forth a little bit and moving your feet from side to side to find what feels like that center place. And then you can spread out your toes and let them come to the floor. And then work on just energizing all the way up your body, just really drawing everything in, just energizing those legs, and then draw in your belly and up a little bit. And that'll help neutralize your pelvis. It'll get your core involved in this strong standing place. And then when you're ready, stack your shoulders right over your hips here and let them lay low and broad. And then imagine a string coming out the top of your head, just making you as tall as you can. And your hands can rest to your sides. And then just start to breathe. Noticing how the inhales and the exhales are moving through your body right now. Find the stillness here as you work to stay tall and open, but also rooted and grounded at the same time. You know, if you've let your eyes fall closed, you might blink them back open again here. And just breathe it all out. Now inhale both your arms up overhead And then exhale them down to your sides. We'll start adding breath and movement. Inhaling and opening. Exhaling and releasing. Inhaling, open. Exhaling. Let's add a little bit more here. Inhale long, and then exhale, hinge at your hips and swan dive down into a fold here. Now inhale, long spine, bring your hand to your knees, and then let your chest shine out, and then exhale, curl in into your angry cat back here. And then inhale, open your shoulders and your chest again, and then exhale, tilt and curl in. And then inhale long, one last time, and then exhale, fold. And then root into your legs, and just really use your core and your leg energy to roll yourself slowly back to standing. Maybe adding some shoulder rolls when you arrive. Reset. And we'll do that again. Inhaling, arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. Inhale, half lift, hands to knees, chest out. And then exhale, curl in. And then chest out to our cow back here, and then tilt and roll in. And then a long open. And then exhale, fold all the way down. And then roll yourself back up to standing here. Adding some shoulder shrugs here. And then releasing back, finding our mountain again. And now we'll add on a little bit. Inhaling your arms up overhead. Exhale, twist at your core and open your hands to the right. Inhale back through center. Exhale through the left this time. Trying to keep your hips facing forward here. Back to the center, we'll repeat. Twisting right at the core. Back through center to the left. And then inhale back through center, and then exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, half lift, find your knees, shine your heart. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl in. And then inhale, open. Exhale, fold. And then roll yourself back up to standing. And then reset, and we'll repeat that one last time. Inhaling up, this time twisting to the left on your exhale. And then back through center, and then to the right. Back through center, really trying to keep those hips forward. And then back through the center. And then to the right, I think. Oh, math. Just make yourself even. And then exhale, fold. Hinge at those hips, keeping your spine long. And then inhale, half lift, bending your knees just a little, finding your cow back here. And then exhaling, curling your back in. And then inhaling forward. And then exhaling, curling in. And then inhaling long, exhaling and folding. And this time stay here. And we'll straighten our legs. We'll inhale, half lift, find that long spine, and let our hands press into our legs here. And then keeping that energy, release your hands out to airplane arms behind you. And then inhale everything up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now we'll widen our stance here, taking your legs out as wide as is comfortable for you. Wider than your hips probably, maybe even under your wrists when you hold your hands out. Just find whatever's comfortable here. And then take both of your heels and bring them in so you're in a really wide squat shape. And so you want to walk your feet so your knees are still over your ankles, so we have that stacking that feels strong. And then you might just rock back and forth in this place here. Just finding a little bit of openness. And then go ahead and rest your hands right on your knees. And we'll take our right shoulder first, and we'll inhale to prepare, and then we'll exhale. We'll bring that right shoulder across our body and dip it toward our left knee, back through center, and then we'll switch. Our right shoulder will come in. And let's do this a few times on your breath, letting your opposite hand help push your back leg away from you. Keeping everything engaged, finding that long spine as you transition. And then we'll do one more cycle. Wherever you are, ending with your left shoulder, right knee, and then we'll come back through center, and then we'll straighten our legs and bring our heels out and our toes in a little bit so the outside of our feet are parallel with the sides of our mat here. And then bring your hands to your hips. Now inhale, reconnect with that long spine again, and exhale, hinge at the hips. Use your hands if you have to help with that hinge motion where you come about halfway down, and you can make your knees pretty soft here. Don't lock your legs. And we'll work on adding a twist here in our fold. And so your left hand can come down to your left leg here, or it might come to the floor. And then whenever you're ready, twist yourself toward your right leg. Trying to keep yourself as open as possible here. And so I'm keeping my hand on my back right now, but you also have the option of lifting your hand up and away here in this twist. Remember, keeping your knees soft. And then wherever your left hand is, walk it back up to your waist, and then we'll switch sides. So your right hand might come down to your right leg or to the floor. And then keeping your hips even, just twist yourself to the left. The elbow can come up behind you here. Spine stays long. And then that hand might come up to the sky. And then you can release that. And so we'll take a deeper fold here where we walk our hands out on the floor. And so your chair, if it's nearby, might be what you place your hands on here. Otherwise, just keep bringing your hips back above your heels and just walk your hands away into a wide-legged down dog here. You might use your fists on the floor if that feels a little bit better. You can keep your knees really bent. And then inhale, walk your hands back under your body again. Bring them back to your hips. And then hinge yourself forward. Inhale. Lean all the way back. And then exhale. Back through neutral. Walk those feet in. Shake it out. Come back through that center place again with your legs back under your hips again. Find your mountain pose here. And then inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, flip your palms, send your hand behind your back. And so here you might clasp your hands, or you might press the backs of your hands down your back and roll your shoulders open and bring your arms down your back. And just breathe here, opening your chest, drawing those shoulders together behind you. And then exhale, release your hands. Inhale, arms up overhead. We'll do that one more time, hands behind. If you have the clasp, switch your grip so the weird thumb is on top. And then roll those shoulders back and draw your hands away from your shoulders. And just breathe. And then exhale, release. Shake your hands out, shake your fingers out. Any other movement that feels nice here. Hopefully we're feeling a little warmed up. And then make your transition to the top of your mat. And we'll walk through our sequence first without the strap prop. And then we'll go through it again with the strap prop. And then we'll relax and we'll have fun. All right? So finding your strong mountain pose at the top of your mat now, rooting in to your foundation, drawing energy up your body, drawing that belly in, spine long, head away from the body. Inhale your arms up overhead and shift your hips back and sit into your chair position. And so the weight shifts into your heels. You keep that belly drawn in so your spine can stay long. And we'll add some repetition. So inhale, lift, and then exhale, sit into that chair. And then inhale, lift, and then exhale, sit into that chair. One more time, inhale. And then exhale, sit into that chair and hold. From here, we'll add twists. So we'll inhale to prepare, and then exhale, twist to the right, keeping our hips forward. Inhale back through center, twist to the left. Back through center, twist to the right. And then back through center, twist to the left. Back through center. And then we'll exhale, we'll fold, we'll straighten our legs, we'll find that folding position here. Inhale, half lift, long spine. And then exhale, step your left foot back and find your lunge position on the mat. And so adjust your front leg, knee over ankle, energetically draw your hips together. Shoulders over hips here. Make all the adjustments you need. And then inhale your arms up overhead. And we'll do repetitions here. Inhaling, straighten your legs and lift. Exhale, sit into your lunge. And then inhale, straighten, lift. Sit, exhale. Lifting. And then exhale, sit, hold. Hold this lunge. And now we'll add the twist just to the right. So inhale to prepare. Exhale, twist over that right leg. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist. Back through center. And then twist over that right leg, hold. Reconnect with your foundation. Draw that energy toward your midline. Now inhale back through center. Keep your front leg where it is. Spin your back heel down and open your torso to the long edge of the mat. So your hands can come to your hips as you readjust and turn those back toes in maybe just a little bit. Find your warrior two foundation. And then bring your hands to heart center. And then open them to a T. And so move back and forth to make sure you're just right over your midline, shoulders over hips. Flip both of your palms up. Inhale, straighten and lift. Exhale, sit into your lunge. Inhale. Exhale, sit into your lunge. Inhale. Exhale, sit into that lunge and hold. Your left hand comes down onto your leg. Flip your front palm. Inhale up, sweep it up overhead, keeping that front knee bent. And then inhale through center. Exhale right. Arm comes inside that front leg. Sweep your left hand up over your head. And now we'll repeat this. Inhale back through center. Exhale back. Inhale through center. Exhale forward. Back through center. Exhale. This time we'll hold. And for extra sensation here, you can bring your right hand, your left hand to your right wrist and pull. Just remember to keep your front leg engaged. Don't let your knee go crazy. Keep it aligned right over your toes. And then back through center. And now we'll come forward and then lift our left arm up over our head, really keeping our shoulders stacked as much as possible. And here you might find some swimming motions with that top arm just to help open that side a little bit. And then inhale back through center. Now straighten that front leg and let your arms come behind you into that clasp or just down your back like we did before. Roll those shoulders back and then let a string pull your left hip back. And so your torso will tip forward, keeping those shoulders open. And then bend that front knee. Let your hands go up overhead. And then come back through warrior two. Take that front stance here, so we'll lift up our back knee. Sorry about that. So we can turn and close off back to our lunge. And then we'll step up to the top of our mat. And we'll shake it out. Now I bet you're ready to do that on the other side, huh? And so find your mountain pose again here. I'm regretting putting myself so close to the wall. Now inhale your arms up overhead. Sit back into that chair, and we'll add our repetitions here, drawing in that belly, and then inhaling tall, exhale, sit, and then inhale tall, exhale, sit, inhale tall, exhale, sit, and then one more time, and then sit, and we'll hold. Draw that belly in, find that long spine again. And then we'll inhale to prepare, exhale, twist to the left. Keeping your knees together in front of you. Not letting your hip come back, exhale to the right. Back through center left. And then back through center, and then right. And then back through center, we'll fold. Inhale, half lift. And this time you'll step your right foot back. And you'll set up for your lunge, maybe walking your hand up your leg a little bit. I should have said your chair could be here for balance if needed, or in my case, I have a wall if I need some support. I always come up with these things on the second side. And then once you're ready, arms overhead. And then we'll inhale, straighten, and then exhale, sit back into our lunge. Inhale, exhale, sit. And then inhale up, exhale, sit into that lunge, hold. Draw those hips together. And then inhale again to prepare, exhale, twist over that left leg. Inhale, exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist, hold. Release unnecessary tension here. Back through center. Now keeping the front knee where it is. Back heel spins down. And we'll set up for our warrior two base. My hands are on my hips here to start. Making sure our torso is stacked right over our hips here. And I'm going to switch so you can see me for the rest of this. Now let your back palm rest Flip your front palm and reach overhead. And then inhale back through center. Exhale, bring your left hand inside that left leg. Reach arm overhead. And then I realized we didn't do our reps, so we're gonna do that. Come back through center. Straighten that leg, lift. And then exhale, sit. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sit. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, sit into that pose. And now we'll just go straight into moving back and forth on our breath. So flip that palm, come all the way back. And then exhale through to the front. Inhaling back through. And then the next time you're in the back, hold. Reconnect with that front knee. Squeeze your glutes, that'll help. And then let your right palm reach your left wrist to hold. This is optional. And then release your palm. Shift forward, let that left hand rest in your front leg here. And then let that arm come up overhead. Maybe finding some circling here that feels nice. And then lifting back up through center. Letting our hands come behind our back. If they were clasped, switch the grip. Roll those shoulders back. Let your arms draw away. Straighten that front leg. And then now our right hip will be pulled by a string to allow our torso to tip forward here. Really pulling our arms, keeping our shoulders stacked here. Keeping a micro bend in that front knee there. It's our bound triangle, or one of our bound variations. And then go ahead and release the hands overhead, which is now off to the side. And then bend that knee. Come back through that warrior two. Take that back foot, lift the heel, close off your hips, readjust. Find your lunge. And then step to the top of your mat and find a fold. Here, pedal your legs out a little bit. Maybe take your feet wide. Rock side to side here. Just keep doing any movement that feels nice in your body right now as I make my transition to the top of my mat again. And now we're ready for our strap. And so we'll go through those sequences again. We'll go through the sequence themselves without as many repetitions, but I'm gonna add a surprise to the end of it, okay? So when you're ready, grab that strap and hold it maybe just slightly wider than shoulder width apart to get started. Note that you can make adjustments as you go. You can also, if it's long enough, you might add a little twirl around it so you don't have to carry as much of that work in your fingers. And now we'll just move through those same postures where our hands are bound. And so we need to trust our foundations, we need to trust our balance. And that might mean moving just a little bit more slowly so we don't sacrifice our good form, okay? And I'm gonna step just a little forward off my mat so I have this wingspan that I need to do what we're gonna do, okay? So start in your mountain pose, this time with your hands in your bind here with your strap. And so let that remind you to keep your shoulders up and back here. And then inhale your arms up overhead and sit into your chair. And so as we work through these, you'll pull a little bit on the strap to keep your arms really engaged in this process. For our twist, we'll row. And so inhale to prepare, and then exhale, bring your right hand down, whoosh to your side, make a row, come back through center, and then whoosh to the left, make a rowing motion, back through center, other side again, whoosh, center, whoosh, and then back through center, and then from here we'll step back into our lunge, left foot back. Find your variation of your lunge with your arms up overhead if you can. See if you can remember how to energetically draw your hips toward your midline. Stack those knees, stack that knee over your ankle. And then we'll row just to the right. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, twist and row. To the right, center, right. Remember, keep tension in the strap. And then row to the right. Back through center. Let that back heel spin down. Open your torso to the long edge of your mat. Warrior two. And now we'll add our side bends. So you can lift your right arm over your head and let your back hand come heavy. You might even widen your grip here. Back through center. Leaning forward, back through center, back. Can you keep that front knee bent? How's that going? And really energetically pull the strap and find that openness here. And then once you're through the front, we come back through center. Now take your strap and flip your grip so you're holding the strap behind your back. Roll those shoulders back open again. Draw the strap down and away from you. And straighten that front leg. Tip your hips back so your torso comes forward. And so reconnect with that openness in your shoulder. Now inhale back through center. Keeping our hands bound behind us. Now bend that front knee. Take your back heel, lift it up, come back through your lunge, and then take your strap and just scoop it under your butt and let it help you come back to the top of your mat and sit into your chair now with the strap under your thighs and just pull your shoulders long here. Now exhale, fold, and scoop the strap under your feet. And then inhale, half lift, and exhale, fold, bend your elbows. Just find a forward fold here. Now release the left foot from the strap, so now you have just your right foot in your strap. Inhale up to standing, press your left hand on your hip, and then walk your right foot out in front of you. And I'm going to scoot back just a little, just in case, and see if you can really root into that left leg to come long and bring that right foot up to hip height. Again, drawing those hips together. And then you may be able to take the strap completely into your right hand and maybe open your leg out to the side. And then coming in front, you can switch the grips of the straps in your left hand. And then drawing your hips together, you might come into that twist. And then back through center, and then let it safely come back to the floor and release the grip. And now we'll shake it out here. Just whatever feels nice in this place. And then we'll set up for our other side. And I'm going to switch to the other end of my mat so you can continue watching, hopefully. And then whenever you're ready, find your strong mountain position again. Holding the strap between your hands with tension. So your shoulders are open here, belly drawing in. And then inhale, arms up overhead. Sit into that chair. And now we'll prepare for our rowing. Inhale to prepare, and then exhale, row to the left. Back through center. Exhale, row to the right. Keeping those knees both together. Row to the left. Back through center. Row to the right. Back through center. And then this time we'll step our right foot back. Yes? No? Yes. And we'll set up for our lunge here. And then we'll row. Inhale, exhale, row. Back through center. Exhale, row. Back through center. Exhale, row. Back through center, hold. And then we'll find our warrior two. Spin your back heel down. So you can open to the long edge of your mat, keeping that front knee bent and engaged. And so now we have our warrior two. And then we can bend back, keeping our breath going, our front knee bent. Inhale back to center, leaning forward, maybe widening our grip a little bit. Inhaling, exhaling, just keeping the breath moving. And just moving on a breath. Taking as much time as you need. Keeping that tension in the strap. And the next time you're done with the front bend, back through center, you can finally release your hands down for a second. Flip the grip. Roll the shoulders back. Find that foundation. Straighten that front leg. And then again, tip your hands and your hip back, keeping your shoulder and your chest open here, leaning forward, keeping a little bend in that front knee so you don't lock it out. And then inhale back through center. Sit back into that warrior two foundation. We'll prepare for lunge by lifting our back heel and closing off, drawing our hips together, and then scooping ourselves forward to the top of the mat, and then using that little swing to sit into our chair and really let that pull our shoulders open here. And then exhale, straighten your legs and fold. Hook the strap under your feet. Inhale, half lift. And then exhale, pull on the strap. Bend your elbows back. And just find a little deeper stretch here. Keeping your knees soft if needed. And then this time we'll release our right foot from the strap. Keeping our left foot bound. We'll bring our right hand to our hip. We'll lift, we'll step that front foot forward. And then see if we can lift it up off the ground and balance here. Really keeping your shoulders stacked over your hips as best as you can. So if that means keeping that foot down, that's okay. And then from here, you might just open that foot out to the left. And then bring it to center. Switch the grip to the right hand. And maybe peel yourself open over your left foot. And then releasing back through center. And then letting that foot come safely to the ground so you can unhook it. Let the strap go to the floor. Shake everything out here. And then from wherever you are on your mat, you can come and sit into your chair if it's there and you want a little relief here. We'll do the same pose, either sitting or standing, so you can choose. Find that strong mountain pose again here. And then just sit into your chair and bend your knees just a little bit and transfer your weight into your right foot to support you. And let your left foot come up and cross over your knee. And press into your thighs here. Make your spine long. And then with that long spine, hinge at the hips. And maybe walk your hands down a little bit. Bend them a little bit. So you're getting a nice stretch and balancing. Y'all, I'm sweaty. Whew. Then see if you've got any more bend in you here. And then come back up through center. Safely and carefully release that foot back to the floor. Wiggle your hips out here. And then when you're ready, find your foundation, either seated or standing. And then sit into your knee bend here. Press your thighs away from you to find that long spine again. And this time root into your left foot and cross that right knee over your ankle. And then you can continue just finding your open spine here if this is enough stretch for you. Or you can hinge forward a little bit or bend your knee a little bit more. Maybe walk your hands down your leg a little more. And breathe. And then see if you have any more bend in you to sit in a little bit deeper. And then release. Back up to standing. You can take your feet wide. Swing your hands from side to side. Wiggle your hips from side to side. Just find some release here. And now you can have your relaxation time, however that works in your body. And so you might come lay on the floor, you might stay seated in the chair, or come seated on the floor in the chair. Or maybe you just find that mountain pose and let your eyes just rest. As you breathe, and sense the new energy in your body, the flowing of the blood, your heartbeat. And we can send gratitude to this body that got us through the class, however we got through it. And we honor ourselves for listening to our body, making the adjustments that we needed as an act of love and compassion toward ourselves. And then hopefully out in the world, we can acknowledge when there are things that we're doing that are hurting us, or we need to back off and reassess what's the most loving and compassionate thing we can do right now. I invite you to stay in relaxation for as long as you would like. And enjoy the rest of your day.